They just have that. Really? And wow, late and live. Give me a little bit of water, please. Whoever sits next to me has to get me water. 7. He's new. He's a new guy. He doesn't know.
She started already. Check it up on YouTube. We started already.
All right, we're holding Daf Chav Gimel on Beis all the way in the bottom. Today's Daf Chav Daled. Agutavach. Thanks for waiting me. Thanks for waiting for me. Why is that? No, I went for a yard site.
Don't turn it on, please. Don't turn it on.
It's hot. Turn on. Azabato. Here it says it's 75 degrees. 75 is very hot.
It's very hot.
It's the Ken.
Wait, so you listen to the thing?
Wow, that coffee's good.
So undo the surgery. Okay, let's go. Tara Bonon.
We don't have coffee, and we can't turn on the air conditioner. Either turn on the air to give us coffee, or shut the air conditioner. What do I do?
Not gonna be able to sit there anymore. It's a boy?
Daniel Ben Shoshana.
The refuah is Daniel Ben Shoshana. Also, tomorrow's shir is refuah's David from California's somebody. We'll have the name tomorrow. Torah Rabbanu. Hamapel is guf otum. Otum means incomplete. So the bottom of Gimel and Beis, today's Daf Chav Daled. A woman miscarries lo yaleinu, a body, but it's not a complete body. Ein imoy tmei leida. What? Rabbi Yisai, settle down. I know it's Shabbos, everybody's excited. You got to learn some Torah. So we're going to have a machloikis here. What exactly did she miscarry? What is this guf atum? Veizu guf atum. Rebbe Oimer kidei she'inotel min achai v'yomos. If, when you remove it, it cannot survive, that's guf atum. V'kami inotel min achai v'yomos. Rabbi Zakkai Oimer adhar kuva. So here's the machloikis. 3 machloikis above the knee to this area of the nekavim, where one goes to the bathroom, I guess. And this is the tabur, the navel, belly button. I just made it. It's not the size. Don't get it. I don't know. Maybe it might be the wrong shape or something. It's a innie. This one. Fine.
What are these divisions?
So let's see what the Gemara says. These are for older ones, not from today.
So I don't need posting.
You can forward them from the older one. Rabbi Yanai Oimer ad l'nekovov. Rabbi Yanai is mechulik, and he says up to here. Why? What's going on is as follows. If the baby is born without the bottom portion from the knees down, so it's a treifa. In a treifa, you could argue whether or not a treifa could survive or not. Treifa chayo, treifa not, as the Gemara is going to explain. But once you go up to here, ad l'nekovov, it's a goner. It's an avela. So Rabbi Yanai says ad l'nekovov. Rabbi Yochanan Oimer mishum b'yosem Yeshua ad mekoim taburoi. You got to go even further. Mekoim taburoi. So what's going on here? Says the Gemara, Bein Rabbi Zakkai le Rabbi Yanai, between these two shitas, down here and over here, what's an afkimino? It's machloikis whether or not a treifa. Here, you get first dibs on coffee. Treifa chayo, huh?
Small cups.
It's complained. But you know what? Magiela, Gary can complain. Nobody else can complain. Gary puts in hours upon hours every single week. Every day almost, he could complain. What? I am. I just ran from, look at him. Look at me and him. We didn't have surgeries, I'm telling you, it has to do with the surgery. I need one maybe, but I'm not going to have one because I'll always be cold. Bein Rabbi Zakir Rabbi Yana, Ike Benayu Treifa Chaya. Whether or not a treifa can survive. Marsov a treifa Chaya. And Memelo what? I got to go up to here in order for it to be considered no good up to here. In order for it to be mitama the mother, if it's past this point, it's not mitama anymore. Umar soba treifa in a chayo. A treifa cannot survive. So if the baby is born without this portion, even from the knees below the knees, above the knees and above the knees gone, memela, this baby can't survive. Treifa in a chaya. So maybe it'll survive a few months, but it's not going to survive a long term. So the mother is not tamei, because in order for the mother to be tamei, it has to be a viable baby. Ben Rabbi Yana and Rabbi Yochanan. So then, what's the difference between the nikavim to the tabur to the navel? These two shitas. What's the difference between these? Why does one say up to here and one says up to here? If you learn Chulin, you'll see, we learned over there a whole extensive sugya, that if the yerech, the thigh, was removed, and to the point where the animal is resting on the ground, you could see into the hip area, nevela. So Rabbi Yanai holds, like Rabbi Eliezer, that it's considered a nevela as is. So in other words, up to this point, this is like the thigh and the chol shela. Rabbi Yochanan doesn't hold like that. And Memela, he says you have to go even further up in order to be considered a nevela, and that the mother should not be considered tamei. Omer apapa machloikis milamato lemalo, ava milamalo lemato afilu kol du Torah. All this is when we start chopping parts off. The baby's born lo'elenu with pieces missing this way, milamato lelemalo. But what if a piece is missing right over here?
One eye, we had one.
That was if the eye looks different. If part of his head is missing, unfortunately, like one of my relatives, very close relative, had a baby like that. Part of the head was missing. She didn't take enough. What is it called? Amniotic acid. What?
B12.
Folic acid. Whatever. It's gone. The baby's gone within an hour or two. So there's no machloikis. If part of this is missing, this is the human being right over here. This is part of it is missing. Shalom. So what does shalom mean? She's tar. She didn't give birth to a viable baby. Again, atuma means missing, incomplete. So if the skull is missing, imoy tahira. V'omer Rav Gidol Rabbi Yochanan, hamapeles kimin apakuso de dikla imoy tahira. Wow, this is a little scary. I don't have a picture. I'm not going to give you a picture. But basically, a dekel is, we know how a dekel looks. A palm tree is very smooth all the way, and then on top it branches out. So if this baby Lo'elenu was born with no limbs, it's just a smooth piece, and all its limbs come out of its shoulders. Its hands and its legs, everything over there. So it's not considered a baby. Imo ta'iro. Itmar. Hamapeles mishaponov musmasim. His face is crushed. Rabbi Yochanan Omar imo tmeya. Rish Lakish Omar imo ta'iro. We're going to see that perhaps this is not a machlokes, that the machlokes is something else. But right now we have Rabbi Yochanan says, remember this, Rabbi Yochanan says tmeya. In other words, Rabbi Yochanan holds that this is considered a viable baby. It's a baby that just has a crushed face. Rish Lakish Omar ta'iro imo ta'iro. Eis Rabbi Yochanan Shlakish. Hamapeles yad chatucha v'regel chatucha. Right? We had the sugya. He said it was, I forgot the name of the show. Remember I asked what the show was, with just the hand.
Oh, the Adams family.
The Adams family, right? So that was the sugya of the Adams family. That if a woman gave birth to just the hand, so she gives birth to just the hand, we said in that sugya that it doesn't come from a guf atum. What's the chashash? If you see a hand, l'chayra, any logical person would say that that hand belonged to a whole body, and she gave birth to that hand. Perhaps you could say, no, that hand belonged to a gufatum, to this body, let's say. This body that's missing its lower portion, But it has hands. Look, in the picture, it has hands. So maybe now she gave birth to part of the hand. And the Mela, if it belongs to this body, it's not a body. It's not a human. But over there we said that if she gives birth to just a hand, it is a body. You have to assume that it came from a full body. So what's the question? It says, yad chatucha, just the hand, v'regel chatucha, just the foot, imoit meo leida. It's as if she gave birth. We know that it's a part of a human. Over there it says, we learned it there, we don't assume that it comes from an incomplete body. Oh, so what's the kasha? And if you are right, listen, according to you, if the body is complete, just the face is crushed, it's not human. So then over there, when we're saying that a hand is tamei, it comes from a human body, it should say, and we are not concerned that perhaps it comes from a baby that its face is crushed. Because a baby that its face is crushed is not human. It's not human. According to Shlagish, it's not human. So perhaps it's a full baby with a hand that fell out of the mother, and the face is crushed, and it's not even a baby. Why are you telling me she's tamei? The only thing that's not tamei is only if it's missing its bottom portion. But if the face is crushed, it is a baby. It's a kasha and Rish Lakish. Why would Rish Lakish say it's not a baby? Yeah? You, Rish Lakish, say it's not a baby, so this should be in the list of things that are not babies. There are other things that are not babies. But it should be in this list of I guess it's very shchiach. It happens. These are things that happen. Fine. You are right. It's not on the list of babies that are not viable. This is a viable baby. A very smooth face. Oh, if a baby comes without any features, that's not a viable baby. Oh, and then it says nothing to do with this teretz. Just it happens to be the Rapapi. He had a different girsa. Before we said according to Rabbi Yochanan. Now he reverses the shitas. Doesn't really make a difference. Fine. But if so, ask the Gemara, so then Rish Lakish should ask Rabbi Yochanan from Rav Papi's brayso. So that what? Papi says in the brayso that if a baby has a very smooth face, he's not considered a baby. So if a hand came out of a woman, why is she tamei? Perhaps it came from a baby that has a smooth face. Is the charaya that a baby with a smooth face is a baby? That's why we're not worried about that. Says the Gemara, no, that's not a good raya. Mishum deshani lei hainu guf otum hainu mishupanav tuchos. A smooth face just indicates to us that the body is not complete. Just like the features didn't develop, they didn't come in. There's no nose, there's no ears. So too, half the body is missing. It's the same thing. It's ainu hach. Guf atum and feature and panav tuchos are one and the same. Says the Gemara Ma'isa. I'm joking. It's not a true story. Just I wanted to get your attention. But anyways, Reb Chiya's kids went out. Why did they go out? Says Rashi, they went to check out their fields, business. But you can see a very big thing here. They went out for business. Also, and they came back to Reb Chiya. No, I understand that you went out. You went out of town because you had to go on business. But obviously, people came over to you and asked you kashas and halacha. This whole problem, this whole shayla that we're asking, a woman, Nebuch, she miscarried a baby who had a flat face without any features, and we said that is a viable baby, memela, she's tamei. You better run back over there to that city, get back on the plane, go back over there, and tell them that you made a mistake. So perhaps you're not going to want to go there. You'll say, listen, what's the worst comes to worst? We made a chumrah, we told them that she's tamei. So she's tamei, fine, it's nebuch, she's tamei. Nothing is going to happen, it's just a chumrah. He says, no, it's a big problem. You told her that she gave birth to a viable baby, so she's going to wait 14 days, let's say, as an akeva. But she's going to take 66 days for Tayar, or 26 days, whatever she's going to do. If she doesn't know if it's a Zach and a Geva, she'll take the least amount. Fine. I have a big shayla for the Olam. If you know the answer, don't answer it. When it comes to Yemei Toyar, we said, if a woman gives birth to a Zachar, she's Tomei for 7 days. Then, by the way, I must emphasize this, because a big Talmud Chacham was talking to me and learning and didn't know this so well. So I got to emphasize. After the 7 days that she's Tomei, she goes to the mikveh, she has 33 days of Toyar. What does that mean? She could be with her husband. 100% she could be with her husband. She's bleeding, she could be with her husband. But she cannot touch Truma. She makes Truma Tomei. Fine. You got to get that clear. If she has a girl, it's 14 days that she's Tomei and 66 days that she's Tar. And if she gives birth to something that we don't know if it's a girl or a boy, so you go 14 days Nekeva, and she's only Tar up until day 40. She has another 26 days. Here's my question. Rabbi Schoenberg, I know you know the answer. Forget it. Don't even try.
If she has twins.
What happens if she has twins? What if she has a Zachar and a Nekeva? Here's my question. Raise your hands. She's Tomei at least for 14 days. That's Pasha that she's Tomei. How many days of Tahara does this woman get? Does she get like as if she gave birth to a Zachar and it only goes up to day 40? Or she gets like a Nekeva up to day 80? If you believe that she gets up to day 40, raise your hand. Two people. That's it? And if you believe that she gets to the day 80, raise your hand. Wow.
I think, sure, she gets 60.
What do you say?
She gets 60.
We have another sheet though. You get 66 plus 33. Anyways, the answer is that she gets like an Akeva all the way to day 80. Unbelievable.
What happens if she has twins, one on Sunday and the next one comes out on Monday?
Oh, that's the story. Fine. Anyways, Itmar. Rabbi Sainusugya. Itmar Maperes Brio. Not only did he know my answer, he knew the kasha too, Rabbi Schoenberg. That's a whole nother level. Itmar Maperes Brio sheyesh lo shnei gabim v'shtei shidrois. If an animal has 2 backs and 2 spines, no. Because they're saying that we'll see in a second if you're right or wrong. Omarav bi'isha enoy vlad. It's not considered a vlad at all. Bebehema osur b'achila. Even a ben pekua. If you shech the mother and you find a fetus inside the mother, you're allowed to eat it without shechita. But if that fetus looks like a bird, that's one case. Or if it has 2 backs and 2 spines, you can't eat it. Even though you're saying it's part of the mother, this you can't. Why? We're going to see soon.
Siamese twins.
2 spines, not Siamese twins. 2 spines.
2 spines. Why does it say 2 backs and 2 spines?
Huh?
Why does it say 2 backs and 2
Spines,
spines?
It's like a camel. A camel has 2 backs.
The spine is the base of a baby. So if you have 2 spines, obviously there's 2 babies.
No, there's a chaya here. Let's go back there. When we finish this, you tell me if you think that you're still right. Ushmuel Omar bi'isha vlad. No, Shmuel considers it a viable baby, and she's tamei. Bebehema mutar b'achila, and memela it's a real baby. Mr. Feder, it's a real baby, and it's mutar b'achila. So where's the machlokes? The Rav Chanan Barabba. Rav Chanan Barabba hashesua. It says in the pasuk, right when it talks, hashesua. What's hashesua? Bria sheyeshlo shnei gabim shtei shidrois. It's a new entity, a new creation that has 2 backs, 2 spines. So Mamela what? So what's the machlokes? Rav Omar Bria Ba'alma Lesa. Rav says there is no such thing in creation. You go around. I looked into all encyclopedias. There's no such thing, says Rav. So why does the Torah say that you're not allowed to eat it? There's no such thing. So why can't you eat it? All the Torah is saying is, yes, there is a creation like that in a human fetus, a deformed fetus that has 2 spines. That the Torah is saying that if it's in a cow, you're not allowed to eat it. Even a ben pekua, even if you shech the mother, you're not allowed to eat it. So I'm not so sure that your Siamese pshat fits in here with this Gemara. Abu Me'ima Shario. So Me'ela. So no. So hold on a second. Fine. That's it. There is no such thing. And then Moshe Rabbeinu was talking about a fetus. There is such a thing. You just don't know where it is. You've never seen it. Like how about that animal that fire, or it has it's connected to the ground, and you've ever seen one of those? No, but the Gemara talks about it, and you have Chanina Bini. What did he kill over there? The Arod. No, we haven't seen it, but it's there. So maybe this is Shasua somewhere. The Torah is telling us when you find that like a camel with two backs, two spines, not like a camel, but whatever, some sort of weird animal that has two spines, don't eat it, the Torah says. But if a cow, you found it within a cow after you shechted it, you could eat it. That's the machlokes. So Rav Shimi Bar Chia asked his grandfather, who was Rav. What comes out from Rav and Shmuel, they both agree that this baby is not viable. Shaila is, could I eat it? Ben Pekua, not Ben Pekua, but it's not a viable thing. So he's asked him, but Reb Chanina ben Atigna says that if you find one of these animals, you can't bring it to the Beis HaMikdash. There's a bchar, whatever, you can't bring it in the Beis HaMikdash. Amad Chai, what? It's viable? How's it viable? Omar Lei, Shimiat. Sometimes they say it in Lashon Shaila. Sometimes it's like, wow, you're so smart. You asked me a great question. He's talking to his grandchild. We're talking about not the case that we're talking about, two spines, two backs. I think this is talking about if you bring an animal that's like bent over, he has a crooked back, it looks like he has two spines, but it doesn't really have two spines. That's not good for the Beis HaMikdash. Don't bring such a thing to the Beis HaMikdash. But we're not talking about our case where it really has two spines. I think when we're learning Chulin, I think one of those Svarim, I didn't have time to look it up, but one of those Svarim actually had a picture of a two-spined animal. Not a real one. I think he kind of made it like, two spines, like you could see whatever. Not
that one of the rice stories that says with Moshe Rabbeinu, we say that all the birds and whatever.
No.
The fact that Torah gave only the tractors, and these are the only ones that are Hayam.
Yeah, but he knew there wasn't. He knew there wasn't.
How could he know there wasn't?
Because from Ruach HaKodesh, from whatever, that's how he knew, like anything else. It's not like he went all over the world and he checked every area. He says, no, he says, you didn't learn good pshat. Meisvei, Yeshbu Barim Shem Asurim. There are some animals that are asur. Ben Arba L'Daka Ben Shemona L'Gasa. We know that a smaller animal, like a goat, is pregnant for 5 months. So if the pregnancy is only 4 months, or a cow, the pregnancy is only 8 months, that's it. Asur. Hemena Lamata Asur. So inside, if it's a Ben Pekua, obviously, Ben Pekua, it doesn't matter what month. If you shecht a cow and there's a fetus in there that's only 2 months old, it's fine. We're talking about once it comes out into the world, it's not gonna exist. If it comes out, if a cow is pregnant for 9 months, it comes out after 8 months, it's a goner. Yotza, now how do we explain these words here? These words are very difficult to understand. And the Gemara, in fact, is going to say that you have to add words to understand this. Yotza mishi yesh lo shnei gabim v'shnei shidrois. Besides, everything else is asur. Besides that who has two backs, we just said that who has 2 backs is asur anyways. So what does yotza mean? So you're going to say, no, if it's in the mother's stomach, it's mutter, but that is, okay, so you have to add a little bit. Ma yotza, lav yotza miklalu barin. Shafil b'mei iman asurin. That if you have a fetus that's less than 9 months old and you shech the mother, it's mutter. But if you have a fetus that has 2 backs, it's asur. Even inside. So now, how do we explain this? Says the Gemara, Rav Metaris Tamei, Shmuel Metaris Tamei, Rav Metaris Tamei, ben Arba L'Daka ben Shmoina L'Gaso, Himeno L'Mata asur. B'medvar mamurim, that's to stick in these words. B'medvar mamurim kishiyotz la'avir ha'olam, when it comes out, av mei imoy shari. But if it's within the stomach, it's mutter. Yotz mishesh l'shnei gam mishnei shedrois. Dafilu mei imoy nami osur. Fine. Ushmul matar zitamei. Ben arba ledako. Ben shmoy legaso. Himeno lemata osur. B'medvar mamurim b'shaloi kol chadashav. If it didn't have the full amount of pregnancy. Aval kol chadashav mutar. So this is like obviously if an animal reached 9 months, you're allowed to eat it because that's every normal animal, but it comes for this piece. So Shmuel is learning that it was already born. However, if it is a ben pekua, then you're allowed to eat it. Hamapeles brias guf she'eni chotuch. I'm still schwitzing even with the air conditioner. Might have to take this off. It's still hot here. We need a serious air. We need a Mitsubishi. Not now, not for this.
You take a thing, only they have a Samsung.
Samsung?
Or Mitsubishi, either one. I like either one.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Whoever wants to sponsor, it's 100,000.
Those are the best.
Hell of 100,000. 106.
We're going with the LG.
Samsung is fine.
If you can get a
Fine.
We're looking for a sponsor, 106,000.
Ali, you're getting comments.
too bad I left my wallet.
Really?
Comments.
Shem Yirachim. Maybe the guy wants to donate the. Zok the Gemara. Tani Tanaka made the Rav. Hamapeles brias guf she'enoi chotuch. Maybe it's my father-in-law in Yerushalayim. Hamapeles brias guf she'enoi chotuch. It's not formed. She gave birth to something that like a block without any formation. Ubrias roy she'enoi chotuch doesn't have ears, nose. Yochate imot mei leida. Perhaps she should be tamei. Tamad loymar isho ki hazriya b'yol de zochor b'yemeshmini yimo. Very interesting chiddush that if a baby cannot make it to the bris, yisharoi lebris shmoina letzo eila she'enan ru'uyin lebris shmoina. It's unbelievable. Omli Rav sayim ba'achi v'sheish l'shnei gabim v'shnei shedrois. And also you should know this baby that has 2 spines is also doesn't make his mother tamei. Rabbi Yirmiyah b'arba sova lemebad uvda kavosei the Shmuel. Rabbi Yirmiyah wanted to paskin like Shmuel that a baby that has 2 spines, the mother is tamei. Amalei Ravuna my daitoch l'chumra. You're gonna make her tamei, so you'll be machmer a little bit. Chum das deikulu. The Yuav is lo the mei toyar. Because by you saying that she's tamei as if she gave birth to a viable baby, then she's going to go ahead and take her 33 or 66 free days of tahara.
Is this saying there's no blood that came out?
Yeah, we're talking about in a case that there's no blood.
Say chumrah without the mitzvah? Why can't it be?
So they talk about that. So what they say is that
I think both Chumrah say.
no.
Yeah.
So the Rishonim I think ask you questions. Somebody asked the question. He's asking. So say the chumrah and tell her, listen. Don't be makbid not to do yimei. So they say, okay, but the guy listening won't know. The woman that has heard, other people are going to say, oh, they pass on you that you're tamei, so I'm tamei, and mamela, I'm going to take my 33 days. They're not going to know the whole thing. Avid Miyakav say the Rav, you should just do like Rav, that he says that she's tar. The Kaim Lonach is like a Rav Bisur, you have nothing to lose. The Allah is like Rav, when it comes to Yisur, Bein Lekula, Bein Lechumra. Over here it's a Kula because she's not going to have Leida, like Mr. Feder pointed out. We're not talking about she had dam, because if she had dam anyway, she's a niddah. So, Omar Rava, Hari Omru, Isha Yuledis Letisha Yuledis Leshiva. A woman can give birth at 2 dates. In the time of the Gemara, 9 days, 9 months, 7 months. What about Behema Gasa Yuledis Letisha Yuledis Leshiva Yulayolda? Does a Behema Gasa, cow, that also has 9 months of pregnancy, does she also have such an interesting thing that she give birth early? And if she gives birth early, is it a viable baby? Could you eat it? Could you eat this? Could you bring it to carbon? Whatever the halachas are. We just learned that anything less than these months are asur. My lavagasa. Because over there, the brayso that we just learned had a halacha about a gas and a daka. Lo adaka. It's only talking about the smaller animal. Anything less, it's Also, hi mai. It doesn't make sense so much to say we're talking about a daka. It makes a lot more sense to talking about a larger animal. We have a woman who has a 9-month pregnancy, and if she gives birth in the 7th month, we say it survives. So perhaps also in a larger animal. So it makes much more sense to say we're talking about a larger animal. You're going to say, you want to remove 2 months from the pregnancy. The whole pregnancy is only 5 months. So you're going to say that a goat that gave birth in the 3rd month, it's a viable goat? It's impossible. Says Gemara, yeah. Maybe from a woman, from a human being, you see that if you remove 2 months from a pregnancy, it works, regardless of how long the pregnancy is. Me personally, I would have done percentages, let's say. Like a 20, I don't know how much that is. I'm not very good at math, but like 20-something% is 7 months, right? What's 60 days out of 9 months? Whatever, you do the math. Whatever that percentage is, so maybe by a goat, the same percentage. But the Gemara says, no, you go with 2 months, finished. Or if you do with Shmuel. Hamapel is the most lilis. This is scary stuff. She gives birth to like a shed. It's like this, it has a face, it has wings, like a shade. Shed, I said shed. Shade. A demon, okay? Call it whatever you want.
It's exactly a demon.
I don't know what a movie is, but if you say so, there's something like a movie, where's this? On YouTube. I don't know what YouTube is. Whatever, once came on the screen. Fine. There's a shade that has wings, it has a scary looking face, maybe even a beautiful face. Hermes, she had a face of a shed. I don't know, that I thought it meant that she was beautiful. I might be mistaken. I go banim. What? Okay, Lilith, here you go. Lilith, there's Lilith. It says Lilith. She's the mother of all the shadim. She's beautiful, but she happens to have wings. It's a shtickle problem. So the Gemara, what would you say? You would probably say it's not a viable baby. Says the Gemara, no. Imoit mei leida, it's viable. Vladu is considered a regular baby. You just have to hide it. When she goes to school, you have one of these special shirts. Could cause problems. You have to keep her away from the merpeset. She constantly wants to jump off. Yeah. It's a regular viable baby, but it has wings. That's it. It's only a small chisaron. There's actually a story in Simonia. What about a woman who miscarries a snake? So the here's a Gishmak story. What happened was, Chanina, the nephew of Rabbi Yeshua, paskined that it's a viable birth, she's tummy. Halach Rabbi Yosef, what does it say here in Aleph? Rabbi Yosef Aglili, it says by me, Ksav Yad. Rabbi Yosef Aglili, he snitched on him. Gamliel was the Nasi. He said, by the way, there's a man walking around, his name is Chanina, the nephew of Rabbi Yeshua. He's paskening that miscarrying snakes are like humans. Sholach loy, Rabbi Yeshua, so Rabbi Gamliel immediately sent a messenger to Rabbi Yeshua. Haneg ben ochicha uvay, you better grab your nephew, this troublemaker, and bring him. Fine, so they go. Bali Chosan Yotzes Kalas Rabbi Chanina Krosay. Rabbi Chanina, the one who paskined supposedly not correctly, and Rabbi Gamliel was upset at the psak, his daughter-in-law comes to save the situation. She runs over to Rabbi Yeshua. To Rabbi Yeshua, she says, by the way, what's the halacha? Not that you are going to Rabbi Gamliel to find out, to get reprimanded that your nephew said something about a nachash. I happen to have a question. What's the halacha in nachash? Not like my nephew said. She's tired. My mother-in-law told me. In other words, Reb Chanina's wife, no, you're a woman, you should know. Why? What's the pshat in the halacha that I pass him? Why would I say such a thing? That she's tummy. Remember, we just had this yesterday. This one is just time for the thing. What shape pupil does a snake have, Rabbi Isai?
Most of the time.
Non-venomous.
I was listening. The Gemara says a snake has a round eye. In Google it says snakes have elongated eye. They don't know what they're talking about. They're talking about venomous. We're talking about non-venomous. Fine. So the reason why I said that you said Rabbi Yeshua, I'll explain to you. So that his nephew's wife is telling him, reminding him that he passed that it's tummy, not like you just said it's tar. And she told him the reason, because a snake has a resemblance to a human, and things that have resemblance. Remember, we had birds, owls that resemble humans. V'chulu v'chulu. By the way, hey, stop 1 second. What's the name of your wife's place? We got to make a shout out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What is it called?
Pilates Studio.
Pilates Studio. In 741, we mentioned Pilates Studio. So if anybody's wife is interested in exercise, and also it's good stuff. Yeah, all the women. Oh, he knows. Yosef's wife goes also. It's highly recommended. Pilates at Kimchi. She has a whole studio. She knows what she's doing. Ayin Shom, go there. It's Kedai. Rabbi Isai, you need to lose weight. You don't want to have the surgery. Go to Nathan Kimchi's wife's Pilates studio. For women only, but whatever. The Olam will. Yeah. In the new base marriage, we're going to have Pilates. Fine. Zog the Gemara. So that's it. And Rabbi Yeshua realized that she has a good point. So Rabbi Yeshua said, you know what, let's cancel this whole trip. We don't have to go to Rabbi Gamliel. Let me explain to him what happened. Chanina got his psak halacha from me. I'm the one that said that she's tamei, that it's a viable child because he has eyes. A snake has eyes like a human. Maybe we have to assume there's a human in that snake. Omar Abayo, Shma Mino. From here you learn. A Talmid Chacham should always paskin and say over why his psak is the way he says it. The mitkar, that if eventually he forgets what he said, they could always remind him through the pshat. Zog the Mishnah, what?
That she remember the time.
Yeah, she saved the day. Hamapelas, maybe her husband told her, and the husband, who knows? Maybe he didn't want to make a whole thing. I don't know. It's hard to understand what's going on here. Reb Chanina knew. Reb Chanina Paskin. He remembered that his uncle Reb Yeshua said the pshat. Reb Yeshua is getting old, but what about Reb Chanina? Reb Chanina is much younger than Reb Yeshua, and he didn't know, but his wife did know. It's unbelievable. Hamapelas shofer malimayim. A woman who miscarries it's like the skin, the beginning of the skin of the formation of a fetus. It's full of water, male dam, full of blood, male genunim. Genunim is like different colors in there, variation of colors. She doesn't have to worry that there's a vlad in there. And if it started taking form, you could see the outline of the limbs. Teishev lezachar v'lenekeva. As we explain again, it's kedai to mamish hammer this home. Zachar, Zachar yitamei 7 days. Nekeva yitamei 14 days. So we don't know if it's Zachar Nekeva. She gets tumah for 14 days. On day 15, even if she sees dam, she's tar all the way till day 40. Now she has to stop. Now we have a suffix what it is. She can't go past day 40 for tahara. She gets freebies. Hamapeles sandal oishilyo. Here's where it gets interesting. If she miscarries a squished thing, twins, if we know what the twins are, so she gets 14 days of and 66 days of like a nekeva. If there's a zachar and a nekeva, but if it's a sandal, so it depends. If the one that came out after the sandal is a girl, so great. So she gets 14 days and 66 days. Everything's perfect. But what if the one that came out is a zachar? Now she can only get. Now it's a suffix what the other one is. The other one could be an akeva, and memela she would get 66 days if it was in a keva, but we don't know. Maybe it's a zachar. So maybe it only goes up to a zachar. She can only get up to 26, exactly. Up to 40, but she is tamei 14. Oy shilya, or how did it say shilya? Placenta? Teshav the zachar vilin keva. Now she gets the worst of both worlds, 14 days for an akeva, and only up to day 40, which is 26 days of Yimei Tahara. I can understand if this bag is full of water or dam, there's no fetus in there, great. But if it's all different colors, why is it all different colors? It should be one solid color. Now we have three tirutzim. How much wine did this mother drink that it made the fetus dissolve? In other words, he's joking. He's saying it's impossible that there's nothing physically that you could do to make the vlad all of a sudden disintegrate. I'm not choishish that it's a vlad. Why should I be choishish? What? Then she herself would explode. How? What did she drink that caused something in the sack to just blow up? Rav Amar, listen to this svara. This is Givaldik. I'll say balpeh. If you take a human being and you put him in a pool that's in a bathtub that's full to the top, and you displace the water in the bathtub, how much water will come out? Whatever. Let's say 5 gallons, 20 gallons, whatever the number is. 20 gallons. Let's call it 20 gallons.
His volume.
His volume. But let's say his volume is 20. Right. It depends on each person. 20 gallons. Now you take that same human being and put him in a blender, and you make him into mush, and then you take that into a grinder, and then you take him. No, you take a dead body. You take a Chveis Hitler and you grind him, and you put that into a bathtub. How much volume? How much will it displace? A much less than what? Why? Oh, very good. So, because in the body, there's a lot of cavities that are not completely full. You have the lungs, you have the heart, you have different chambers. I don't know what. A lot of people's brains are hollow. Whatever it is.
Eli, did you test this out?
Whatever. This is Rava saying. He's saying beautiful. Rav Amar Malitnan. It says that there's a bag that's completely full of liquid. If it disintegrated, it was full when there was some fetus growing in there. So then now that it disintegrated, it should collapse upon itself and should make some pockets of air. It shouldn't be full. The bag shouldn't be full. It displaces less now that it's disintegrated. No?
How do we know?
It's a vacuum.
It came out full, blown up.
The shitty doesn't come out.
No, it came out in a bag. It says mole.
It's like a balloon.
It says it's a balloon, solid, a solid balloon full of liquid, 100%. Without, it's not like this, crumpled. It's nice. It's firm.
It's not raisin.
If there was a baby in there, and it was a full, and something happened, she drank acid, like Yisachar said, and the baby disintegrated, so the balloon should just wrinkle. It shouldn't be full, because now it went from a baby with limbs and everything, with a lung inside it, with all these cavities, and now it's liquid. It liquefied, so the liquid should create. Should lose pressure. Exactly. Should lose pressure. Very good. Thank you. Should lose pressure. That's just his svara. Memela, I'm not choishish that there was a baby in there. Rav Amar Gvanim Tan. It says that it had different colors. There's a little blue, there's white, there's red, all sorts of colors. And if it disintegrated, it should be one solid color. I don't know, red, blue, but not a bunch of different colors. Different colors tells me that there's no disintegration going on here. Tanya B'Shol Omer. Amazing Gemara. Don't ask me for pshat. All I can tell you is that the Gemara is not to be taken literal. That's how I understand the pshat. There's a marsha in here, beautiful marsha, and like everything else with these kind of sugyas, it is hoichen yonim. You can learn into it. Yeah, ayin ma'aral, ayin chveisver. And I'm sure the what's his name? No, The Ben Yoyada, exactly. Tanya Abba Shol Oimer, Koiver Mesim Oyisi. I used to bury the dead. It actually reminds me of Maisa, because to explain this, I was once in, not that my father has Ruach HaKodesh, but I was once in some people think he does. I was once in a shul with my father, and he looked at a guy. He goes, "Oi, I can't look." So I said, "What?" What's he says? "Oh, he's so much tumah." I said, "Really?" He says, "Yeah." He said, "I can't look at him." So I said, "Oh, that guy, he's the head of the Chaver. He works in the Chaver Kedisha with dead people." He said, "Oh, that's the pshat." Okay, anyways, Ayin Sham, ask Menachem. Yishkoach Menachem for being the Balkar there. Dov Rosen will also tell you some mices. Fine, but that was the mice. But over here, there's something to it. I used to bury the dead. And the way it worked in the time of the Gemara, and now they're trying to make a comeback in the Har Menuchas. They have these caves. You put the body in the cave, and you come back after everything is gone. All you have left are the bones. So Mele, he was able to check out bones. He saw, and then they would rebury the bones somewhere else. I could tell you, he says, if you drink undiluted wine, which is very strong, atzmoisav srufim, will burn his bones. Mazug atzmoisav schuyim, it dries the bones. Karoi, if you dilute it the proper way, atzmoisav meshuchim, nice and oiled. It's an oiled machine. If he drinks more than he eats, atzmoisav srufim, achilasim merubim shisiyasai, atzmoisav schuyim, karoi atzmoisav meshuchim. Don't drink too much. Don't eat too much. He asked about them. He saw the guy was a grobe, so he knew that he was eating more than he drank.
He put them in when they came.
Yeah.
And he came a year after to see what happened.
But he's asking, how do you know if they ate more than they drank?
He saw how it came, yeah.
But
He saw how it came into the...
how do you know if a person drinks a lot? Whatever. His mishpacha told him. He told the mishpacha, listen, I saw a srufim. What's going on? He said, oh yeah, he drank too much. He ate too much. Fine. Now, here comes the fun part. Tanya B'Shol Oimer, V'itemo Rabbi Yochanan, Koy B'Meisim Yisi. If it's Rabbi Yochanan, it's not the Rabbi Yochanan that we know, not the famous Rabbi Yochanan, it's the Rabbi Yochanan of the Tana, because it's in the time of Abba Shol. Koy B'Meisim Yisi, Pamachas Ratzi Achar Tzvi. Once I chased a deer, V'nichnasti B'Kulish Meis. We went into the thigh of a dead person. That's how large it was. V'Ratzi Acharov Sholish Parsois. I ran after him 9 miles. 9 miles. Utzvi lo igati, I never caught up to the deer. V'kulis lo ikolsa, and it didn't end. Kishachazarti la'achorai, omruli, and when I went backwards, shel oig melech habashan oisa. This is the thigh bone of oig melech habashan. You could, if you want to read it simply and understand it simply, fine.
Is always guzman.
No, that's Arbamois parcel. Shlosh mois. Shalish is not that bad. The Marsha says what it means is koiver meisim oyisi. He was dealing with the Mesim. He wasn't such a great guy, and he wanted to do tshuva, Abishol, and he went and he chased the deer. He chased the tahara. He chased the kedusha, and he couldn't reach it. And when he came out, he realized his mistake. His mistake was that he never let the tumah go. He held on to the tumah, but he's trying to still go after the kedusha. And Memela, once he realized his mistake and he dropped all the tumah, then he became the famous Abishol. Azoi zoktem Marsha.
What's wrong with?
But everybody could learn the Pshat. What?
What's wrong with burying the dead? It's basements. It's like
But maybe it doesn't mean that he's a Mason. It means that he's doing Tumah. He was into Tumah. Not that he was Koiver Mason. No, everything is a mashal. Koiver Mason means I was doing Averis. Tumah. I was into Tumah and I was running after Tzvi, which is Tahara. It's the only kosher, not the only, but it's the kosher Chaya. All Chayas are Tameh besides the deer. Deer is a beautiful animal. It's graceful. So running after the deer. I was running after Kedusha, but I was holding on to my sheret. Sheret's biyadi. I was holding on to the thing. Very good. One time I was burying the dead, and the grave from underneath me fell. It opened up. The ground opened up. Vamati, and I fell into the skull of a human. What happened? My nose reached. I fell into his eye, into the eye socket, and I was standing in. That's how large his skull was, and my nose was still above. B'kitzur, it was like 4 feet. His skull. They said, "Ayin shel Avshalom hoysa." Shalom was Dona Melech's.
So this has been a dinosaur or anything?
No, Avshalom. A person, Avshalom. This is David HaMelech's son, Avshalom. Avshalom tried to take over the kingdom. He was born from a Yifas Toyar. So that's what the Marsha says. He brings this whole thing. So B'Kitzur, the Marsha goes into the ayin is like Avshalom wanted David HaMelech's wives. It was a whole. He had a bad eye. What?
Big guys.
He had big eyes. Exactly. He had big eyes, and the B'Kitzur, whatever it means. Maybe the reason why he fit into the eye socket is because he was vertically challenged. He was the greatest in his generation. He was the tallest in his generation. Now, to take this literally would be a little difficult. He's the tallest in his generation. And Reb Tarfon only came to shoulders. Reb Tarfon was the tallest in his generation. Not including all those NBA players and all that. Including them. Including everybody. He was the tallest. B'dayra, yeah. They didn't have African giants then?
They had NBL.
Ah, okay. Remeir Magir Tefoy. Remeir only came to the shoulders. Remeir Orch B'dayra. And Remeir was the tallest in the generation. Maybe. So it could be this is all Mishalem. Remeir Magir Tefoy. Rebbe Orch B'dayra have over Rebbe Chir Magir Tefoy. Rebbe Chir Orch B'dayra have over Rebbe Magir Tefoy. Rabbi Orch B'dayra have over Rebbe Yehuda Magir Tefoy. The kids, you have to remember this about Peh. The Yodei Dover memorizes stuff.
Levels in
exactly. L'chayr, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't. You don't read these things as is. Rabbi Yehuda Orch B'dayra have v'adad dayolo Magir L'kseifoy. Daf Chofei Amud Aleph. Parish Tivino, the Pumpediso, Koyle La'adad dayolo ad palge. It didn't even come to his shoulder. It came to half his body. The Kule Alma and the entire world, Koyle Parish Tivino, the Pumpediso ad Chartse. So Mela comes out that Abishol wasn't a midget and a vertically challenged man, and if he fell into the eye socket of Avshalom, that means it was a huge, he was the tallest in his generation, so it was a very huge head that he had. Or in terms of it's Daveris or what he wanted or whatever it means. Adkan, I'll see you in a few hours. A good